Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from rainy San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. Is it an interruption in your schedule, or is it a clash revealing your priority? Is it an interruption in your schedule, or is it a mirror that's reflecting your priorities? So I want to talk with you about this real quickly. One of the things that I find most fascinating about high-achieving people is that high-achieving people tend to have a schedule that they follow with incredible diligence. Gary Keller said something fascinating. He said, show me your schedule and I can tell you how much you're earning within a few $1,000s. And I've seen him do it, and it's absolutely shocking. In fact, there's a saying in bold a class we'll be taking today that if it's not on your schedule, it doesn't exist. That's one way to look at it. Then it's not about selling real estate, it's about following the schedule. It's really not about what you think it is. Many times it's about following the schedule. And yet, when you look at the life of the most profound and prolific man who ever walked the earth, Jesus, and why do I say that? He was on the job 3 years. Everybody's still talking about him. You know what I mean? 3 years. From 30 to 33 years old. Powerful. 90% of the miracles that are recorded, 90% of the miracles that are recorded were interruptions in his schedule. Let that sink in for a minute. For you high achievers and high performers. 90% of the miracles he performed were interruptions in his schedule. He was on the way to here, and someone with an issue of blood came in. He was on his way over here to go talk to them, and this guy says, Son of David, have mercy. 90% of the miracles were interruptions in his schedule. So I was talking with a couple of my dear friends and colleagues this morning about schedules. And one of the things that emerged in this conversation is we were talking about, I don't think it's really about what's most, when our schedule can potentially be interrupted, because you can either go, well, you're so scheduled that you have no grace for things that come up. Or you can go to the extreme where it's just like, I'm just going to live loose and fancy free. Whatever happens, happens. Que sera, sera. And those are the extremes. So how do you judge what has your permission to interrupt your schedule? And what came from the conversation was, it's your priority. What is the priority that you have established for your life? If your priority is God, family, and business, then you have something to think about, because you can ask yourself, where is this on my priority? Where there's conflict in my schedule, where is this on my priority? Is this of greater priority than this or not? All the while being sensitive to commitments you have made to other people. So when you look at your schedule and you understand that this is a guide, a map that I'm moving on, when interruptions arise, part of success is being able to say no to things, not just what you say yes to. The ability to say no to many things. Is this stuff on my 20%? Is this my 20% stuff? Is this the stuff that I'm committed to achieve the goals that I've set and that others are depending on me to perform and execute? Or is this an area that I have some flexibility in? Or if there's no inflexibility and I've got to choose, what is the priority? Where is the priority? So this is where the Pharisees and the Sadducees and all the religious leaders got it wrong, is that, here's Jesus doing his thing, somebody interrupts, and he's like, bam, heal him. Bam, set him free. Bam, deliver him. Bam, cast out that demon. They're like, who is this guy? What's his deal? He's not following the law. He did that on the Sabbath. He's not supposed to heal people on Sabbath. You're not supposed to work on the Sabbath. We're teachers of the law. You're not supposed to do that on Sabbath. And he's like, are you kidding me? I would give anything to be there during Jesus' time when he confronted the religious leaders of his time. By the way, it was the religious leaders that had a problem with him, not the average guy. He's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Man wasn't created for the Sabbath. The Sabbath was created for man. This person's been bound up for 38 years, and so they get healed. You guys don't even get it. You don't even understand the priority here is to touch people's lives, not to follow the little rules and check the little boxes. So I'm going to challenge you today. Do you even know what your priorities are? Are you living a life of principled priorities, or are you living a life of loose preferences? Because if you're living a life of loose preferences, Zig Ziglar would say, you're a wandering generality. versus being a meaningful specific. Wandering generalities don't tend to accomplish what they set their hearts out to accomplish, because they're a wandering generality. When you have clarity, you know what you stand for, you know what you intend to accomplish, you have a very clear idea of what your priorities are going to be, so that when conflict arises in the schedule, you know exactly how to choose. So that's my challenge to you today. If you don't know what your priorities are, write them out, get very clear on them. If you do know what your priorities are, remind yourself of that when you have a conflict. And number 3, give yourself grace to learn and grow as you're learning to do this stuff. Hope you guys have an awesome day.